Hello guys, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how to create this vampire inspired tutorial. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Well, we're going to start off by priming our face, and we're going to do that using the NYX Angel Veil primer. Just going to pop that all over my face. Let's remove the glasses first. Just a little bit is enough. About the size of a pea. And we're just going to put that wherever. And with that on my face, we will go on to foundation. I would recommend using a lighter foundation, but since I'm already pale as hell, I will just use my own color. I'm using the L'Oreal True Match foundation. It's the color 0.5N porcelain. It's the palest shade in the range, I think. I would choose a lighter one if possible, because vampires tend to be kind of pale. And I'm just going to apply that to my whole face. So then we move on to concealer. For concealer, I'm using the Age Rewind concealer. And this one is actually lighter than my own skin tone. And I'm just going to pop that where I would usually put it. This one, as you can see, is even lighter than my skin, which I like for this look. You can make it as pale as you like. And when you look like an, well, like a clown basically, we're going to blend again. Perfect. Well, after that, we're just going to set it with a regular powder. I'm using one from Catrice. Just any powder will do. Let's get my brush. Not gonna bake my face or anything, just going to powder it. And with that, we're moving on to brows. For the brows, I'm going to pick somewhat more dramatic look as I usually would. Just doing it with a Catrice brow set. Mine's a bit old. This one is what it is, and we've got two colors. As you can see, I usually use this one, but this time we're going for the darker one because I want a bit more drama for this look. Now this might be the tedious bit. This is the part of makeup that I like the least. I think brows are the hardest part next to eyeliner. But you can do your brows any way you like. I just like to do it this way. And I think we're already done with the brows. See, this one looks a bit bigger. Yeah. I'm not gonna mess with that anymore because it's just like eyeliner. If you start messing with it, it tends to go wrong. And we're done with the brows. We're going to start the eyeshadow part. Where's my primer? Oh, here it is. Going to first prime my eyes. I'm using a simple Essence primer. Used to love the primer potions, but well, I ran out and expensive, so got a cheaper version. And I find this kind of does the trick as well. Do like the primer potion better though. Would have been more appropriate as well for Halloween. I mean, primer potion. Sounds a bit spooky. I'm going to blend that with a brush. And we see my cat. Mickey! Come. I bet he'll bump in again later, because he likes to come get hugs when I do makeup. So I think we'll see him again. So, well, eyes are primed, so we move on to shadow. For shadows, I'll be using two palettes. I'll be using this one. It's the Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. And I'm also going to be using the Blood Sugar palette by Jeffree Star. If you don't have these ones laying around, doesn't matter, you can use any shadows you have if the colors match. You could also do any look you like if it's smoky, but for tutorial sakes we'll do this one. I'm going to start off in the crease by using this color, and I'm just going to use it kind of as a transition color or as a base. And I'm going to start putting that in the crease. And we work it up quite high. And I'm just applying that with a very fluffy blending brush. And trying to soften up those edges, because we don't want harsh lines. I'm sorry if I'm in front of my face with this mirror thing. This is my first makeup tutorial ever. Also, I notice I'm looking that way a lot. It's because that is where my iPad is, and I'm recording with my iPad. And you guys are there, but I'm looking there because I can see myself over there. So I'm sorry if it bothers you. This is my first time doing this. Gotta get used to things. I'm applying it quite high up. I'm used to stopping right here, but it can even go up higher. Leave quite a tiny amount of space for a light shadow. Yeah, I think this is good. It can be a bit messy. Smoky eyes usually are a bit messy. but I want to create a bit of a red one because, well, vampire, red, black seems appropriate. Doing the same thing on the other side. Taking it up as high as I can. And leaving the tiniest bit of space to highlight later on. Then I'm going to grab a smaller brush with a more fine tip. And as you see, it's a bit purple right now, but we're going to make it black. We take a bit of the black eyeshadow and tip it off a bit. And also put that in the crease. And it can be quite the heavy black look. So we're not gonna use a little, we're gonna use a lot. And we're also going to blend this out. Above. And using the previous brush, we're going to blend it together so it looks a bit more smooth. Going to tip it in the red brown color to blend it. I think I'm going in with the black and the smaller brush again to make it even more dark. Yeah, that's nice. And blending this out again. Doing the same thing on the other side. And again, you could do any look you like, as long as it's a bit smoky. But I like the way it just turned out. So this is how we roll today. And we're going to blend this as well. Putting a little bit more of that red-brown color in it. And a bit more black to deepen it up. And we're not done with the black yet because we're also going to put it in the inner corner. A tiny piece of inner corner. Doing that on both sides. Usually I would highlight the inner corner, but for this look we don't. Just make everything black. And also on the outer portion. Nice. And then we're going to grab the blood sugar palette. And we're going to use this lovely shimmering red one. What's it called? Blood sugar. Appropriate. So that one we're going to use. I'm just going to use my finger because it's got a bit of a shimmer, and if I use a brush that will go to waste, and that's a shame because it's really pretty. And we're going to put that in the center of the lid. Just tapping it on gently. And doing that on the other side as well. And when we're done tapping the eyeshadow on, we're going to take a brush and blend it all in. Let's see what brush. Oh, red eyeshadow everywhere. And I'm going to use that same red one. I could. Just going to wipe the excess off that brush. A bit. Can be a bit left, but not that much, because then you get a whole black eye and we don't want that. We want it to blend. So we're just gonna make some circular motions to blend the red with the black. And I'm going to do this on the other side of the eye as well. Yes. And I might add some red on later, because I feel like the black is going too much inward. So we might put some red back in later on, but first we're going to blend the other side. You can always adjust. That's the fun part of makeup. You can always go back in and change things up. It's nothing is set in stone with makeup. Yeah, we're going back in with the red just to clean up some bits. And make it look a bit more red. And then again, blend where you like. Am I happy with how this looks? Yeah, quite. I always feel like things come together when you put on the liner, because you look ridiculous before you do. Anyway, we're going to also do our under eyelids. I'm going to use a flat makeup brush, just a regular brush, and I'm going in with the red first. And I don't really mind if it's not that sparkly here. I just want it to have the redness underneath the eye. And if we've got enough red, we're going in with black as well. We can't go dark enough. I'm using my smudge brush for this, and I'm going back to the Shade and Light palette for it. Also putting that right below the waterline. I always feel like red gives you that I've gone crazy look, so especially under the eyes, like you're really tired and sick. And I want to blend that again, and I'm going to use that more tapered blending brush that we used to apply all the black in the crease with. And we're going to do that on the other side as well, of course. And also here, we're going to smoke it out again. Don't mind my face, I'm always making the craziest faces when I do makeup. Ooh. And also, don't try and put it in your eye. Now I'm starting to tear up. I'm getting so emotional. Yeah, we're good. It's kind of nice and black. I left a bit of space at the top of my eye, close to my brow, and I'm trying to find a brush with which we're going to apply a lighter color. But I see my tiny brush is a bit pink. Still need to wash my brushes. So let's go with a fluffy brush then. And I'm going to use this light color next to the one we used at the beginning. And I'm just gently putting a bit under the brow bone. Just the tiniest amount. Doesn't need to be much. Could have left it out, but it's kind of a habit to do so. Yeah, great. Well, usually I would line my waterline with a white pencil, but because it's all black, we are going with black in the waterline. Need to sharpen this. Just any black liner will do. I think this is a Yves Saint Laurent. Yeah, it's an Yves Saint Laurent liner, but that's just because I got it for free with my perfume. If not, I would have used a Catrice one or Essence or anything. And there we go, black liner. For the eyes, I'm using the NYX Epic Ink Liner, and we're going to make a nice big bold wing. I'm always starting on the inside of the eye. There are so many ways you can do winged liner. I usually do little portions at a time, and I try to follow the shape of my eye. when I wing it. So this can be a big one. And I'm gonna connect it to the line we just did and color it in. I still think it's a bit dull. It can be a bit bigger. So we're going to make it bigger. And I'm super blind without my glasses, so I need to come close to the mirror, real close. It's a miracle I can even do makeup without glasses. Yeah, that's good. A nice thick liner. I'm going to thicken it up a bit at the beginning as well. If you've got smaller lids, you might want to make your liner a bit thinner because you won't be able to see the eyeshadow. But I've got quite big lids. So for me, it doesn't matter that much. It's wobbly. Not satisfied. That's a bit risky with this liner. Sometimes it tends to bleed a bit. Sometimes it stays perfectly put, and other times it will bleed a bit. I really can't tell why. Let's go with the other eye. Do you hear that? One of my neighbors is having a visitor. The doorbells here ring so loud. Okay. And the wing. How long did it go? And we connect it. And coloring it in. Not like that on the first go. Does it need to be a bit bigger? Yes, it does. This is always the hard part, making your liner equal. Well, I think we're close enough. Just going to extend this a little bit. Close enough. And with that, we're going to add a bit of mascara, and I'll be using the Roller Lash. But of course, you can use any mascara you have. It's just my preferred mascara. And I need to use mascara because my lashes are blonde. And the lower lashes as well. Usually when I do the lashes, I see which part of the eyeliner I missed. Sometimes I leave a gap when I do a winged liner. by accident. Yeah, there we are. And you could add lashes to it if you'd like. I usually never wear lashes because, well, it's a struggle to put them on, and well, with my glasses they kind of tend to touch my glasses, which is really annoying, so I don't like to wear lashes a lot. Putting that away, and then we go in with a bit of sculpting. I'm using a NYX blush for it. It's quite the old one, and it's called Taupe. It's a brown gray contour, but you can use any contour you like. You could also do a liquid contour if you like so, but I really don't do that a lot. I tend to skip contouring as a whole because it usually gets a bit muddy. I don't like that. I'm just going to chisel my cheeks with it. And I'm going to put it on quite heavy, heavier than I usually would. Because I'm going to bring it up a bit as well. I'm doing the same thing on the other side. I used to contour my face every day, but I don't anymore. I just think it looks muddy. But for this, we should. So we want to make our face look a bit more, how's it called in English? A bit more chiseled, a bit more like Cupid. So we need to add to the whole undead thing. Just a bit. So warm it up. Yeah, good enough. And we'll go in with a bit of blush, and I like to go for a somewhat more red blush. I don't have a very red one, but a pink red tone like this. We don't want it to be too heavy. And we're just lightly putting some on the cheeks. Blend in with the contour a bit. So for the tiniest bit of definition. When we did blush, we're going to add a highlighter, and for that we're going to use a very pale one. I'm going to, let's see what color it was, Pearl. It's the Becca highlighter in Pearl. I thought it was opal, but it's Pearl. It's very white and quite shimmery. And because it's so white, I like to use it for this look because, well, pale. Just going to put a lot of it on my brush and sweep it gently over. And it can get a bit white because we like that for this look. I even thought about doing it on my whole face because, well, in Twilight you got vampires that are shining like diamonds, but I thought that was a bit too much, at least for this look. I did it for my sugar skull. I did put it all over my face. And I'm also putting a bit on top of my lip for plumpness. And there we go, face makeup is done. Let's go for lips. Well, with lips I like to do a black liner, so I'm using the same one as I did my waterline with, and I'm just going to line my lips with it. Just any eye pencil will work. Would not recommend doing this with an eyeliner because pencils blend more easy. And we're going to blend this with a red lipstick later. Just going to gently line. If you want, you can also overline it a bit. To make your lips look even bigger. This looks ridiculous. Now I look like I have a mustache. But trust me, it'll be fine. This always reminds me of those 90s looks with the very pale nude lips and the very dark liner. Okay, well, we look very silly again. We're going to apply some red lipstick and I'm going to blend that. I just have I think it's a Rimmel one here, but you can use any red lipstick you have. And just putting it in between your lines. And now we look like a vampire clown. Let's see, where's my pencil? And with a lip pencil we're going to blend this in. And if we need, we can add more liner to it. And this might get a bit tedious as well. If you don't get it to blend very well, you could also use a darker red lipstick to make it more gradient. Which I think I will be doing at the end. There we go. You can also always go back in with the one or the other if you feel like it's not working that great. come to think of it, I think there might be some black lip liners, but I kind of don't have them. You could also go for a black lip, of course, but where's the fun in that? I like to make it a little more difficult. And I think, well, I think that's looking quite okay. Yeah, like that. I like to add in a somewhat reddish, it's kind of a sheer red kind of gloss. It's just an essence gloss, easy and cheap, but I like to plump it up a bit. I feel like the lip gloss finishes the blending of it. Yeah, so that's the finished makeup look. But we're not done yet. We're going to add veins because, well, that's the fun part, I guess, or the Halloween part of it. And for that I'm going to use a Makeup Revolution palette. Let's see, it's this one. Redemption, yes. It's the Redemption Palette Iconic Smoky. That's what it's called. This one. And to create the veins, we are going to use this dark gray bluish color. And we're going to put a bit of accent color next to it. And that would be the Extraction in the Jeffree Star palette. And also the Blood Sugar one that we used before. So I'm just gonna take a very tiny brush. It's a liner brush. It's like this tiny thing, if you can see. Well, hi, dirty hand. Stained from the eyeshadow. And I'm just gonna take it and draw some veins on my face. And I'm just creating random lines and making them split up. Just drawing. And I don't really have a particular method for this. I just draw as I go. And yeah. Drawing the second vein. I'm first going in with the dark liner, or the dark gray, and I'm just going to put the accents in later. I feel that that's what makes it a bit more realistic. And we can go quite high up to the nose as well. I hope I'm not just having my mirror in front of everything all the time, because I can't see shit without. We're making this one a bit longer, and another one that's a bit shorter. You can go any way you like. I don't think I need any more veins on this side. So let's start with this side. I tend to like to start in the middle and work my way out. Oh, there's Mickey again. Hi. You want to put on some makeup as well? Let's move you over again. Oh. Okay. And with that, we're going to grab some of the red and usually putting a bit of extra on the parts where we have them separate. So I feel like it makes it a bit more dramatic. I feel like they got a bit too dramatic. Could put them a bit too thick. Should have gone a little more light-handed because it's getting a bit too much pigment. And again, adding it to the split of the veins. If you would have some fake blood or fake teeth to add to this, that would be so cool, but I kinda don't. So I think we're gonna leave it at this. I think my first go went a bit better on this look. Might want to clean up some edges, which I'm gonna do. Just using a brush with a little bit of leftover concealer. I'm cleaning up some parts if I can. Nope, just making it more messy. Story of my life. Yeah, I'm going to... Yeah, that's better. there you go. Our vampire inspired makeup look. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Let me know if you liked this video. Maybe we're able to make some more videos in the future. But hey, enjoy your Halloween!